What's going on, you guys? Welcome to another episode of the Gabriel Show. Now, listen, I want to say what's up to everybody who's new here. Welcome to the family. To be honest with you guys, YouTube is just an outlet for me, all right? This is free therapy. I can't afford better help like that, so I use YouTube. I like to go through the comments and read what you guys got to say. And it's nice. It's nice to see that I have all my brothers and sisters here today to hear this next story, okay? Because there's some foolishness that's going on in my life right now. So I posted a video the other day, basically talking about the job I had, which I don't have anymore, the nursing home. And it blew up, right? It blew up, and I had a feeling it was going to blow up because the things that are going on in the nursing home right now is egregious, okay? It's crazy. I wasn't standing for it. I wasn't taking it. So if you guys know the story, I clocked in. I seen what they tried to have me do. I didn't take no patient's assignment, no keys, but they tried to set me up for failure, right? They tried to set me up for failure. So I felt sick, right? I spontaneously got sick with a stomach bug and I was throwing up, right? And y'all seen that. But I guess the supervisor did not like that, okay? So I told you guys I hung up on her, but that was it. No, I thought she was done with it. Guys, she took that to heart. And on top of that, I know she was really tight because when she went home, she probably was telling her husband the story. And then she pulled up YouTube and then she seen that video. She's like, it's him, babe. So let me tell you guys what happened. She done told the director of nursing. She told the nursing home. And then while I was at work during the weekend, I was working in the ICU. I was charged. My phone I'm getting texts and I'm getting voicemails from my job. And I'm like, yo, what's going on? From my ex-job, I mean. And so I look at it and they say, hey, call me back when you get a chance. I got a voicemail of the director of nursing, like, hey, call me back, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yo, this is about to get bad. Now, guys, I'm not going to lie to you. I didn't officially quit yet. You know what I mean? Because my check was coming in today. And I wanted to make sure I got paid first. And then I was going to be like, hey, you know what? Like, I quit. And I ain't going to hold you. That check was nice. It was like $700 for one day. So on the low, I was going to probably pick up one more shift and like hide my face. But I'm shadow banned from all nursing homes now, guys. I'm shadow banned. I can never work another nursing home in my life. But you know what? I have no regrets. Now, let me tell you guys what happened when I called the job back. All right. So I called them and I was like, yes, hello, how you doing? It was a staffing coordinator who spoke to me and she goes, Junior, don't lie to me. What happened on Saturday? And I was like, what do you mean don't lie to you? What happened on Saturday? What are you talking about? I texted you exactly what happened. I felt sick and I had to go home. She's like, no, don't lie to me. The supervisor said and I'm just listening to her like, you what? She's like, the supervisor said, I wasn't even trying to make fun of her accent because I was just listening like, you what? She's like, the supervisor said you left because of the treatment and you weren't really sick. And in the details she gave me, right? She even almost said, the supervisor, I was like, oh crap, she watched the video. She watched the video. And to be honest with you guys, listen guys, when it comes to YouTube, to me, because I really treat this like therapy. I'm in the car by myself. I'm talking to a camera. So sometimes I don't think people's going to watch this video, right? Oh, boy, I was wrong. I was wrong big time, guys. And you know what? That conversation went left. I had to stand on my bag. I was like, hey, I told you I was sick. I don't have to explain nothing else. I called the supervisor. I told her I was sick. This was my first day on treatments. And I said, why are you guys didn't even train me on treatments. Did you train me on treatments? She was like, no. We did it. So I was like, yeah, so I don't understand. What's the problem? I was sick, for some reason, God healed me on the way back home. I started the car. A matter of fact, as soon as I walked out the door, Jesus said, you're healed. So you know what? God is good. God heals people that fast. Just because I was talking on the phone, I sounded pretty healthy. And I don't think she liked that. But anyways, man, guys, I'm making jokes about this, but the story did not go good. The phone call went left. I told her what happened. I explained, you guys know the story. I told her how I got narcotic keys on my first day of orientation. I told her how I used to supervise at that nursing home and that's unacceptable and I could lose my license. And I told her, no, this ain't right. She listened to the facts. And once she seen I had too much facts, she's like, oh, okay. I'm going to have the director of nursing call you back. But mind you, the director of nursing was right there, right? She just stayed quiet because she knew, damn, we do that, right? I was saying nothing but facts. And I don't think they like that. And she tried to say, okay, but you know, the state's not going to like this, blah, blah, blah. I said, all right, man. I said, okay, well, you know what? I don't know what to say. Hope I'll speak to them. Conversation ended there. I'm not going to hold you. I spent the rest of the shift a little bit scared. And I was praying. I was like, man, the state. And I was like, yo, what do the state look like? What? I was paranoid, guys. I was even paranoid to drop another video because I would go through the comments and people would be like, yo, we got to talk one-on-one. And then I'm like, yo, man, I don't think I can go buy a nursing home. I think they're out to get me. But you know what's crazy? I love nursing homes. I love nursing homes, guys. Like, it's just the things we see there. I'm just telling the truth, right? Everybody here have a loved one who's at a nursing home right now. And you know what's crazy? The way the economy is right now, people have to work 2 jobs, 3 jobs. We are overworked in this country. We are stressed as nurses, right? And you're working, and some people don't even know if they're going to be able to retire. So all you got to do is get a little cack, right? All you have to do is get a little bit of arthritis. All you got to do is get into a little bit of MVA. And then boom, you can end up in a nursing home and you can end up in a rehab and boom, that foolishness could be your story. Nobody wants to talk about it, but listen, in the ICU, nobody schedules to be a patient there. No one says, okay, December 31st, I'm going to get a motor vehicle accident and I'm going to be in the ICU. No, nobody says, okay, let me just start looking up rooms I want to stay at, like an Airbnb at a nursing home. Nobody do that, right? So I felt like it was important for me to come out here and say, yo, this is what's going on. I was venting. So, you know what? If I'm wrong, guys, I'm sorry. I guess I'm wrong. Talking about the state, people say, yo, the state's going to take your license. The state's going to do this and the state's going to do that. I don't think you guys understood the point I said in my last video. My wife have 2 jobs, all right? My wife have 2 jobs. And I'm not trying to sound arrogant, but the thing is, nursing right now, you know how I view nursing? You know why I don't want to leave the bedside? I have my master's in leadership and management. I could be a director of nursing, but I stay by the bedside because I want to be the best nurse I could possibly be. Okay? When my dad died, I wasn't next to my dad. My dad died of COVID. I wasn't able to be there by his side. But before that, I was at the hospital with my dad every single time. My grandmother went to that same exact nursing home. So you know what? And people want to say, yo, you're an ICU nurse. You're a good nurse. Why would you go back to the nursing home? Guys, nursing is God's work. We're literally doing God's work. We're basically angels on earth, taking care of sick people. Forget YouTube, forget the clout, forget Instagram, forget all that, guys. When you send your family to the hospital, what's the one thing you're thinking about? You're like, man, I wish I have, hold on, who's taking care of my dad? Who's taking care of my mom? I wish I have a good nurse today taking care of my family member. That's what we think about. So when you see these unethical practices, you can't just keep it. And the thing is, as nurses, we want it to be better. And I'm not saying it's the nursing home. I don't know what it is. I don't know who's against me now. If it's big pharmaceutical, if it's the nursing home community, I don't give a damn. You know why? Because my God is great and my God's protecting me, right? My God's protecting me. And let me tell you something. There's a reason why I made that video. There's a reason for everything. People's telling me, you know what? Now you're going to lose your license. Now you're going to fail. Or you're leaving this to go on YouTube. You're leaving this. You're going to fail, blah, 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 fail. I love failure. You guys met me because of a failure. I've been doing YouTube for 2 years now. I've been failing my way to the top, guys. Even when it comes to nursing. I failed the entrance exam 3 separate times. My teacher told me I was going to fail. I will never become anything. I did not let that stop me. I failed my way. And guys, guess what? I started working at the nursing home in the kitchen. I was in the kitchen. You know what drove me into getting my master's at the age of 25? I applied to become a director of nursing and then I turned that down. You know what drove me to do that? Because while I was working in the kitchen, right, I was passing some trays. And then I went upstairs and then I was talking to some nurses and I was just being friendly as I am, right, with you. And I was just talking to some people. And then the director of nursing there, I will never forget her. She was so mean and I'm going to say she was a witch, but replace that W with a B. All right? I'm not trying to curse this morning. But she told me, what are you doing upstairs? What are you doing here? Go back downstairs. I guess I was just making the staff laugh too much. She didn't want to see no joy upstairs. Everybody was miserable. She said, bring your butt back downstairs. And then she spoke to the supervisor, the nurse, the kitchen supervisor, and the supervisor told me, don't you ever go back upstairs. He put me on dishwashers. He put me on the dishwasher for 2 months straight. Tell me, how dare I go upstairs? I told my dad that story. My dad was so sad. He cried, guys. He dropped a tear. At this point, I had just graduated from college, and I told my dad I wanted to be an entrepreneur. No, I'm sorry. I just graduated from high school, and I told my dad I don't want to go to college. I want to be an entrepreneur. My dad said, no, you have to get a degree. You have to become a nurse. You have to have something in your hand. And you know what? People thought I was going to fail, but I listened to my dad. I said, okay, daddy, I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back. I went for my LPN, right? Although I failed, I went for my associates first. And then I failed the entrance exam 3 times. They said I couldn't do it. I graduated from my associates. I was lost. My dad got sick with kidney failure. He got sick and he was getting sicker and sicker and sicker. I said, you know what? Let me go for my LPN. I did that, right? I passed. I became a salutatorian as an LPN. I don't even know what that was, but I guess the grades were up there, right? But I was hustling. I was studying. I kept on failing my way to the top, guys. I got my associates. There's some tests I failed, but you know what? I kept on grinding. I kept on reading the rationale. And you know what? I wasn't missing. I kept on showing up. I wasn't missing. I graduated from my associates. Then, you know, my dad was getting sicker and sicker and sicker. I said, you know what? Let me go back to school. I went from my RN to BSN. My dad was right there. I was at the hospital right there with my dad, studying, visiting people at the nursing home, thinking about how can I make a change in the world. Then I got my master's at the age of 25. Unfortunately, my dad died, right? But you think I'm just doing this for the money? Do you think I'm just doing this for the money? Nursing is my passion and pleasure. Listen, it's our duty as nurses. Like, I understand we want to get to the bag. I understand we want to build our net worth. We want to grow. We want to retire. But you got to understand, people are going to say, run away from the nursing homes. But you got to understand, it's inevitable, right? You can't run away from it for too long. We are all going to get old. We are all going to get old one day, guys. Your loved ones are going to get old. I have family members. My grandmother, we didn't want to put her in the nursing home, but then she had dementia. We had no choice. We couldn't manage her anymore. She needed a peg tube. She forgot how to swallow. What do you do then? So we have to start thinking, where are we going to put our parents in the future? Right? We have to start being the change. How are we going to do it? How can we change the game up? So this is why I'm doing this, because as nurses, it's like modern day slavery in a sense. The nursing home is modern day slavery. And believe it or not, there's people out there grinding away, working 2 jobs, 3 jobs, paying for all these liabilities. And this is why I'm coming here, because I just want to change your mindset, right? I want you guys to just change your mindset. I want you guys to not be a slave anymore. Minimize your expenses. If you're going to work 2 to 3 jobs, pay off all your consumer debt. Get to the point where you have an emergency fund. Get to the point where you're investing, because I want to invest with you. I want to build with you. I want to grow with you. I want to build nursing homes with you. I want to build hospitals with you. Why do you think it's impossible? You don't think God can do that? Listen, guys, I came from poverty. I came from nothing. But when God's using you, he will use you. God used Moses, guys. Moses committed murder. Moses had a stuttering problem, but God still used Moses, and God still led Moses to lead his people to the promised land. And I'm telling you guys today, I'm not going to get there by myself. I'm going to take you guys there with me. I don't care who's after me, if it's the state. But you know what? If you're after me, better believe it, you're chasing God. You are chasing God, because I have a God who's protecting me. I have a God who's protecting me. My God's protecting me from things I can't see. He's breaking a casket for me every single day. You think I'm scared? You think I'm scared to stand up for myself? To stand up for what's right, for what's ethical? Your mom, your grandma, your dad, your grandpa, everybody's going to get old, guys. It's inevitable. Now's the time to make the change that we need to make. I'm not scared. I'm not scared. My son is going to watch this video one day and he's going to be proud of his dad. My wife is already proud of me. So listen, if you're working at the nursing home today, I want you to be the best nurse that you could possibly be, right? Just be the best nurse that you could possibly be. Be the change. And I hate that I can't go back to the nursing home, because I wanted to go back, really. Because I know I'm a good nurse, and everywhere deserves a good nurse. I don't care how bad it is. I went to the correctional facilities, the worst correctional facilities, and I went there and I took care of patients. Not for the money, but because I knew there were some brothers there who went there for the wrong reasons. And I still wanted to show them some love. I went to some school nursing with kids with special needs. And I went there. You know why? Because I knew there's some people around who's abusing the kids. right? And I still went there paying attention to what was going on. There's abuse going on in the world, guys. But you know what? God is using me as a soldier. I'm not just a nurse. God is using me. I'm telling you that. And God could use you too. There's things that God's doing in my life. He could do it for you too. People talking about, oh, it's viral, it's this and that. No, it's not. This is not confidence. This is Godfidence. Listen. It is what it is, right? It is what it is. I don't know what the future holds for me, but I'm just thankful that I have you guys here. I'm going to be here every week, and I'm telling you, we are going to get to the promised land little by little. If you just show up here with me, little by little, I'm telling you, man, God's going to change us, and we're going to get to the promised land, baby. But anyways, I love and appreciate you guys. I'm actually about to get a workout in. Sheesh. I could talk. I got... I love and appreciate you guys. I'm going to head out. Peace. I love you, Daddy.
Love you.
Love you, Daddy.
I love you.
You know, I didn't know this would be the last time I was going to see you, Dad. I made a promise to myself that I was going to be the best nurse that I could possibly be. I'm going to take care of every single patient as if I was taking care of you. I love you, Daddy, and I promise you, I'm going to stand up to what's right, and I'm going to be the best nurse I could possibly be. Love you, Dad. I mean, something's really different. Something's really specific. I mean, I really made a milli in a minute. I haven't made a milli in a minute. Maybe if I really make a minute. How much do you make in a minute? Boy, I make a lot. Listen, man, the dividend, the make I block. Oh my God, why are they trying to block my stock? Trying to cop a GameStop stock. But damn it, boy, did you make a milli in a minute? I don't know. Haven't been here in a minute. Haven't been in the zone, man. Yeah, I'm finished. And they let me off, man. Yeah, I'm finished.